I understand people who maybe were criticizing him for leaving the U.S. if the fight ends up happening in the U.S., but he thought he was going closer to where the fight's going to happen.
Right. Well, that's the problem, right? Is he was told that, so he wanted to get out of the United States in case there were going to be restrictions on his end trying to get to the United Arab Emirates. Obviously, things just got, worse and worse as it went on. He was going to get stuck in UAE. He had to get out of there, went to Russia instead. Maybe thought the fight was going to be put on there. That didn't happen. And now he's out of a fight again. And I don't know if we're going to be able to put this fight together again, assuming, Tony gets by Gaethje. When do they make this fight happen between Ramadan and schedule changes? And who knows what the future is going to hold as far as, the restrictions on travel. Man, it just gets more and more complex with these guys. And that's what's just so mind-blowing. I don't know.
Every fight is dangerous, From other people, they're going to be like, oh, he's on his way out. Other people are like, this is your do or die. I mean, that's the beauty about MMA. That's why I love it. I love boxing, but MMA is just, you never know what's going to happen, man. It's like when I fought Gegard, that's a proven example. He was whooping my ass. And then second round, I was like, and then, it happened. So you never know. It's whoever goes out there and imposes the will. I'm sure he has his game plan. He's ready to go. He's ready to sacrifice. I'm there too. I believe in my attributes, my skill set. It's your classic striker versus grappler. I know what he's going to do. If he wants to stand with me, it's a bad idea. But if he wants to go to the ground, I'm not going to stay there. And I'm just going to keep it in my element because that's what I want. I want to go out there and I want to throw some hands. And I'm trying to get that title shot, man. I'm trying to do whatever I can to get that title shot. I feel like I'm the last OG left to fight that dude, Israel, because no one understands his style. And I fought that style my entire life. It's a dynamic style. And to fight a dynamic style, you have to be dynamic with it. You can't be one-dimensional. So, I respect him, but I know I can beat that dude. So in this game, I got to play the cards right and get there.
Tony or Justin? Crazy fight. Amazing fight. But I got to go with my man, Justin. I think besides the underground king himself, who I think is the best technical brawler we've ever seen, I'm going to go with, I say Justin and Dustin Poirier are there in that close, very, very close second and third. So I think those guys are probably some of the best technical brawlers we've ever seen in the game. And Justin, I just think is a savage. So we'll see how that one play out. Hey, Usman, I have a question. Are you upset that the fight between Habib and Tony isn't happening? Yes or no? I'm not upset. Am I disappointed? Yes, I think that's a better word. But upset, no, because things happen. I understand. Like, it's a crazy time. Whoever predicted that a situation like this would happen at this moment. Boom, we'd get a coronavirus, and for the 5th time, it's going to disrupt this fight. No one ever predicted that. So I wouldn't say I'm upset. I would say I'm a little disappointed because that's a fight that everybody wants to see. It's a fight that I want to see. And so, yeah, I'm a little disappointed.
Now he's saying that Aldo might not be able to get in, Jan might not be able to get in, and now the MMA world can know that, this fight is a real possibility. That's really the situation, is that since they can't come in, it opens up a slot for me to slide in there, and I'll always take a fight with a title. You know what I mean? Like you that's what we do this for. You slide in there and you take a title shot right when it's there. And realistically, with Aldo and Jan out and this opportunity there, why wouldn't I take it? That's what I've been asking for a long time. However, I also believe that Henry has a habit of saying things just to get hype and people talking about it, to have people talking about him. And a lot of times it doesn't follow through. Like, the UFC doesn't listen to Henry. Let's be honest. Like, what are they going to say? Okay, Henry, you said this is what you want, so we're going to do it. They're like, they look at Henry and they laugh. Like, they're not taking him serious. So really, it's what the UFC decides. And if you think about it, with the borders being closed, that creates the opportunity. And I'm here to take it. I've been healing. I've been getting my shoulder stronger over this time. With the style matchup, fighting for the title, I like this matchup with Henry with one arm. So realistically, if you're going to give me this opportunity for the title, this is the level I've been fighting at my whole career. Why wouldn't I keep fighting at this level if I get the opportunity? And I can do it where my shoulder's at. I've been working on it, getting it stronger and stronger, and it's at the point where I can take this fight, and so here I am. I don't think if it's good or bad that this is happening, what Dana's trying to do. I'm just here. He's the boss. I don't want the responsibility he has of trying to figure this out. I trust his decision making. If he thinks he can make this happen in a safe way, you know, I'm not for or against it. I'm just neutral on it, and I'm ready to move if the opportunity's there. And that also stands for calling this fight, UFC 249. I don't even know where it's supposed to be at. I haven't been able to know who's on the card. And I'm still, I'll slide right in there on one day's notice and do what I got to do, because I think that this is a good time for us to show the resilience of just humans. Like, all sports are shut down. This is a way to fill a gap. You can have two people go in there and not be at risk. Football, basketball, soccer, these sports that have been around forever, they have no chance of coming back right now because they're so big. Mixed martial arts, you got two people in there fighting, and the whole world can watch via television and have very limited people in that arena. So I think it's very doable. I think Dana's doing all the things he can to make it happen, and I'm staying positive about it, and I'm looking forward to getting in there.
It's Tony and Justin, not Tony and Habib. Do you think if they actually keep it in California, Habib will regret leaving?
Oh, what? I mean, he would be so disappointed, right? But again, we talked about this last week, right? Like, he did what he was told to do, right? It's not like he just left, right? You know, like, I get this a lot, right? Like, I when I put up something, talk about Habib, or we talk about it, I see a lot of people say to me, DC, your boy ran away, you're trying to protect him. Well, he wouldn't run away, right? He was told to go to Abu Dhabi. If you told me, right, and I got the amount of money that he's getting, I get to fight my belt, that there's a pandemic and we don't know how long it's going to last, but you're going to make some money, an absurd amount of money, and then go into hiding or wherever you're going to go for Ramadan through this thing, I'd go make my money, right? I'd go fight. You tell me go to Abu Dhabi to fight, I'll go to Abu Dhabi to fight. You tell me it's in the U.S., you're going to go fight, right? Especially when you put all this training in. So he was told to go there. He went there. Now he can't get back. But I mean, I think, you know, and this is me. You know, I think if it's Justin and Tony, that's another fight that we wanted to see. It's going to be a great fight, and you know, hats off to the UFC for finding a main event, a pay-per-view main event worthy, a fight worthy of main event, a pay-per-view.
How did we get here? How did we get to Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson on April 18th?
Obviously, everybody knows that the Habib fight fell out. You know, Habib, and I could go on for 10 minutes telling you how that whole thing fell apart. But the reality is that's nobody's fault. Every day when I got up, the rules changed. Every day. Things were shutting down, things were closing down. You know, many people thought that this would be impossible for us to pull off. I am always of the mindset that nothing is impossible. We'll get this figured out. When there's a will, there's a way. And he got caught up in Russia. It was a total mishap. You know, we all made mistakes in that one, and nobody's to blame for that. It is what it is. The fact that we can even pull off an event right now, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. Yeah. By far the hardest thing I've ever done.